from medicine cards, animal cards also, Swan. So this is the poem at the beginning. The power of woman entering sacred space, touching future yet to come, bringing eternal grace. Little swan flew through the dreamtime, looking for the future. She rested for a moment in the coolness of the pond, looking for a way to find the entry point to the future. This was a moment of confusion for Swan. She knew that she had happened into the dreamtime by accident. This was her first flight alone, and she was a bit concerned by the dreamtime landscape. As Swan looked high above Sacred Mountain, she saw the biggest swirling black hole she had ever seen. Dragonfly came flying by, and Swan stopped him to ask about the black hole. Dragonfly said, "Swan, that is the doorway to the other planes of imagination. I have been guardian of the illusion for many, many moons. If you want to enter there, you would have to ask my permission and earn the right." Swan was not so sure that she wanted to enter the black hole. She asked Dragonfly what was necessary to earn entry. Dragonfly replied, "You must be willing to accept whatever the future holds as it is presented, without trying to change Great Spirit's plan." Swan looked at her ugly little duckling body and then answered, "I will be happy to abide by the Great Spirit's plan. I won't fight the currents of the black hole. I will surrender to the flow of the spiral and trust what I am shown." Dragonfly was very happy with Swan's answer and began to spin the magic to break the pond's illusion. Suddenly, Swan was engulfed by a whirlpool in the center of the pond. Swan reappeared many days later, but now she was a graceful and white, long-necked bird. Dragonfly was stunned. "Swan, what happened to you?" he exclaimed. Swan smiled and said, "Dragonfly, I learned how to surrender my body to the power of the Great Spirit and was taken where the future lives. I saw many wonders high on Sacred Mountain, and because of my faith and my acceptance, I have been changed. I have learned to accept the state of grace." Dragonfly was very happy for Swan. Swan told Dragonfly many of the wonders beyond the illusion. Through her healing and her acceptance of the state of grace, she was given the right to enter Dreamtime. So it is that we learn to surrender to the grace of the rhythm of the universe and slip from our physical bodies into the Dreamtime. Swan medicine teaches us to be at one with all planes of consciousness and to trust the Great Spirit's potential. Protection. Potential protection. If you pulled Swan, it ushers in a time of altered states of awareness and development of your intuitive abilities. Swan medicine people have the ability to see the future, to surrender to the power of the Great Spirit, and to accept healing and transformation in their lives. Swan is telling you to accept your ability to know what lies ahead. If you are resisting your self-transformation, relax. It will be easier if you go with the flow. Stop denying that you know who is calling when the phone rings. Pay attention to your hunches and to your gut knowledge, and honor your female intuitive side. Contrary, if you have pulled the Swan in reverse, it is a warning that you must acknowledge what you know. So stop denying your feelings and clutching it up. You maybe bumping into future or forgetting what you were saying in mid-sentence. Oh, bumping into furniture, not bumping into the future. If so, this is a sign that you are not grounded. Jump in place and hold the top of your head as you do so. This will get you back in touch with the earth and keep you from wandering into the dream reality that lessens your focus. Baths help, as does going barefooted or doing some gardening. Also, personal note, yoga, squatting, very grounding. In any case, Swan reverse says that you need to pay some attention to your body. It can seem like you are flying without a pilot's license, or that you are not aware when you take off or land. Not recognizing the shift from left brain to right brain is common when you are evolving spiritually. This is all a part of developing an intuitive side of your nature, as it is a sign that you are not being conscious of your entry into other levels of awareness. In the development of higher mind, you are embarking on new territory that has rules or universal laws of its own. In the works of spirit, you may need to pay close attention to the unseen. You may sense or feel in a slightly different way, but this is gradual. Sometimes this shift is lost among your normal activities until you feel spaced out. At these moments, it is time to reconnect with Mother Earth. The solution to contrary Swan is notice your surroundings and touch the earth with your feet, hands, or both. Focus on one reality or the other. If you are being called to visit the dream time, stop what you are doing and be still. Enter the silence and empty your mind of chatter. Be receptive and open to the messages so that the messages may enter your consciousness. If you are just preoccupied, daydreaming, or spacey, you need to focus on doing some physical activity. Use the reasoning side of your brain to make a list of what needs to be done next, and this will stop the clutter in your mind that may be causing the confusion. Swan. Okay, and then at the back of this book, I drew the swan and the dragonfly. 20 years ago, I drew that. March 10th, 2001. Means a lot to me. Thanks for listening.